Tag, it will come on the page. Okay, so Facebook is live on the Top Cat page, and YouTube is also live. And there are 1 million people watching us.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank
Sorry, fans, we got late.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, it's live. I can see it. So
Can you
let me
see it?
quickly share it.
you. Yes.
We are live.
Oh,
I was writing we are love. That
You
also
could write
works.
that.
Ah. So I was checking some shows like these, and when they go live, suddenly they have this burst of energy, you know. So you have to be like, "Hello, everyone!" Da, 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 da. And I'm like,
Yeah.
shit.
hey, Shakti Akal,
Ah,
something.
uh,
Vanakkam.
do I have to
Everyone
talk?
out.
And
But
it's just like the two of you, so it just feels like a normal hang.
it is, it is. That's how
Yeah.
we want to keep it also. Just we hang and we chat and we play music, and then hopefully some people will also join us, and they might comment and say good things or not. So, Meghna, tell me what's if y'all are ready, sharing and stuff.
Just 1 second. I'm just
Sure,
sharing.
sure, 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 sure.
No, your chat. Your begin. Your start.
Okay, cool.
What are you doing, Otansa? It's very distracting to see you look so distracted.
Franca's always doing 100 things.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Lining shit up. Oh, are we not allowed to say use cuss words? I
No,
better
no, you
have
can
that
use
in my
whatever.
head.
That
Yeah.
problem.
Beep, beep, beep.
Constantly swearing. I need to stop.
I think that's the advantage of internet. We can, we don't have any, so far at least.
Yeah.
I really like your background. What's that?
Oh,
Is that's a film poster? Is that
which one? This one or this one? I
the
mean, they're both.
Bangla? Because it's ulta for me.
Oh right, yeah. This is Oronet Deen Ratri poster, which my grandmother was in. This
Oh wow!
Shota
What?
described as you
Your
can't
grand
see her, but that's her there.
your grandmother was in that film.
Yeah, she won a national award for it.
Wow.
So yeah, I
That's
mean,
crazy.
and it's a really good film actually. I grew up, most of my life I was least interested in like in her work or watching
Hmm.
a Bengali film,
Hmm.
but they're really good. You should definitely initiate the answer watch Oronet Deen Ratri.
I'll check it out.
It's a very good story. Yeah.
Now definitely.
And in
So,
fact, she started acting when she was just 16. And now looking back, where I'm much older, now I have actually an interest in her work and what she did.
hmm.
It's quite cool to see the choices she made as an actress. Like my Lata Sita logo is actually her.
Right.
And that was from a film called Rai Komal, where she was there with Uttam Kumar. And her name was before Uttam Kumar's name also. Like she was
Oh.
back in the day, it was a pretty big deal to have like the actress carry the
Yeah.
film and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
discover more
Yeah.
about her.
In fact, just back in the day, women acting and all this was such a big thing anyway. And then to be on top, I can't even imagine that. You know,
Yeah, she had
That's
that clout.
amazing, amazing. Uh-huh. So what else? What else has been happening? How's we want to talk about some bit of your work as well with Lata Sita. I know the whole world has turned for everyone, so
Yeah,
it has been quite. I think a lot of people have similar stories in that sense,
I think
but
yeah, we are all in the same kind of boat. Like our
yeah,
work has stopped, and
mm,
sometimes it feels futile. Like we making clothes in this world. You're like, why?
mm,
you know.
mm,
But I still, I've had to kind of search for why I'm doing what I'm doing, and of course, motivation is another thing. But like this whole lockdown for all of us, it's been crazy, I guess. But for me,
it
at least,
has.
what happened, I also massively lost motivation. But then after Amphan, like every single person who works for me their roof was either damaged, destroyed, or
Mm.
flew away. Like every person. So
Right.
that kind of gave me a real kick up my ass to get back on it a little bit and just do what I can. And right now I'm just in that, and it's actually been really good. There have been moments of utter depression and exhaustion, but then there have been great moments as
Yeah.
well. Like it started with three tailors, then it kind of went as a project for their village, and then as one is doing this, it expanded to the Sundarban, where it's really much more urgent help was still required and is actually still required, just food
Yeah.
help. And from then on, it's just, I was doing all this on my own. And then this, like in one of the most, I guess, best things that have happened to me for myself, this lady called Ruchira Gupta. I don't know if you know about her or her work.
Mm.
You can Google her. She's a journalist and she owns this Apne Aap Women Worldwide NGO. If you
Right.
Google Ruchira, you'll immediately see her with like Demi Moore and Bill Clinton and all of that. But
Mm.
leaving the Hollywood glam aside, she does a lot of really good work. And she's the one who's been doing the 1 million meals campaign, which I don't know, some of us may have heard about because it went viral. And it was on the BBC, Guardian. This chef Vikas Khanna from New York was promoting it. So yeah, it was in a lot of news outlets. So now one
Mm.
million meals has come to Bengal, which is amazing because we really need it. And
Needed.
if you go to 1millionmeals.org, you can read about it. You'll see Lata Sita logo there with all the biggest companies in the world, which is really great. That's
Oh,
Lata
wow.
Sita is a very small organization and enterprise till now, but the coolest part is to always be in such great company. I'm a believer of small to medium scale. I never want to be large scale, but
Yeah.
nice to, yeah, it's been great. Just go to 1millionmeals and check it
Yeah.
out.
We'll definitely check it out. In fact, we'll put the link in that in our chat so other people can also check it
That
out.
would be great because it's
Yeah.
great that we are getting, like, there's not been too much attention with Amphan, and
Yeah.
the I think all of us in Bengal, young people in Bengal, did a fair bit, and we really mobilized ourselves for sure. But
Mm.
the lack of press and attention has really, like, the effect of it shows on the ground with
Yeah.
the amount of donations or relief received. So it's a great
Yeah.
opportunity to get like international attention on Bengal. This is happening. If people want to pitch in, just that little bit of energy. We all need a bit of an injection of energy, right? And for me,
For sure.
Ruchira did that. She like renewed my. There's only so much you can pick yourself up your own butt. Sometimes you
Yeah.
need some outside inspiration.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. No, this is great. In fact, I had a little conversation with you about it. So it's very good to know that it's moving forward. And you're right, in the beginning when Arm Fund happened, obviously, I mean, especially people like, I mean, who were affected, like people like us in Bengal, everyone got to know and we did things and there was some bit of noise, at least in Bengal. But then it slowly, faded
It
because,
did, and a
yeah.
lot of that initial relief, although it was much needed, and if you want me to stop talking about this at any point, just be like, shut up. But a
Mhm.
lot of the initial relief was, stuff like tarpaulin and dry rations, which is all
Yeah.
very well. But these things you learn after working on the ground is tarpaulin is literally just that immediate relief. It's a piece of
Yeah.
plastic at the end of the day. You can't live under it. It's
Yeah.
unbearably hot.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
have fixed your roof with tar, it's awful inside. It's not good for babies. It's not even good for any humans to sleep there.
yeah.
So just stuff like that. Then baby food, all the aid we were sending, even me in the well-meaning manner. I've
Mm,
made my list. This is the ration kit, etc. You
mm,
realize, man, what about the babies? You forgot. Like, what are people below 6 months gonna have? They can't have
yeah,
chal and dal.
yeah,
So there's no breast milk because all the moms have been having really poor diet for
mm,
months. So those are the things you learn as you go along. And one guy from the Sundarbans who lives in this village called Pratima Tapush said to me just the other day, he said, Didi, if you can just send some books and khatas also, because all the school kids, they're like all their books have been spoiled, pens, pencils. So I know we're all exhausted. Like we all
yeah,
have businesses doing, struggling. We've lost jobs. Some of us are stressed about rent every month. It's not easy. It's not been easy, I think, for anybody.
Yeah,
Um, but at least we guys, like, we have,
a roof,
yeah, we have a roof. We know food is
food.
not a problem.
Yeah.
So that way, if we can use our privilege in a regular way as a part of our lifestyle, rather than as just a reactionary thing we do every now and then, once a year, twice a year, if it can be like part of our life,
True.
that would be so nice. And if we can like draw energy from it rather than getting exhausted by it, because it's easy
Yeah.
to get exhausted, man. And if you do it with people, other people in the community like you guys, then one can it can be a great source of energy. Whereas if you do it alone, it can become a drag also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, also, I think like shows like this, where I mean, obviously the focus is music, but it's important to talk about these things. And like we were discussing, like in fact, all the way, not all, but a lot of the shows that we do and others do, if somewhere that message is there to remind people that while you're having a good time, there are people who need basics. So at least
yeah.
think about them. I think it's like you said, it becomes a habit then. It's not just
Yeah,
a
and
one-off
and it's
thing.
a great way to kind of gently introduce these kind of things because you don't
Yeah,
want to, I for I've contributed to so many fundraisers in my life. One friend here, one friend there. You see fundraisers online all the
yeah,
time, Milap, Keto. But for the first time in my life, I did my own fundraiser, and man, I found it so difficult to share it and ask friends and just ask
mm,
for money. Like it is a horror. Like I never expected
not
it to
easy.
be so hard.
Yeah,
Even though you're obviously not asking for money for yourself, you're asking literally to buy food and provide shelter, but even then it's hard to put oneself out there. So
yeah,
if one can do that as a group or a collective or constantly inspire each other, like Nishit, you've been in the live music scene now for years.
yeah,
I've been seeing you as a spokesperson for that now
yeah,
for years, like as for the community.
mm,
And music is like an essential part of our community, right? And you've made
yeah,
it that. Live music has become a part of like our community, almost something we expect on those Jamsteady
yeah,
Fridays. We came to expect it. So that way,
yeah,
I don't know if we can also come to expect this from ourselves as part of our community, like nourishing
Yeah,
it, because it only helps us, the people in Calcutta, you know.
for sure, for sure.
I
Okay.
think if you can
Yeah,
at some point just start giving, start. I mean, it can be something as small as 1,000 rupees, like I was saying earlier to Meghna
Yeah,
earlier. 1,000, 1,500 rupees. You start with that on a monthly basis. If it becomes a habit to be charitable every month,
yeah,
and and it doesn't have to be a large amount. Small amounts for long periods of time works more. I think it's more effective also. For,
Exactly. And it might even build relationships that are important. I was in England for some time, and at that point in England, it was very popular. There were, all these websites, and people would have a monthly direct debit. It's
mm,
somehow just a popular thing among young people in England to give that philanthropic aspect. When I came to
yeah,
India, that wasn't there.
mm,
Because I think our culture here is different. You can't blame
different.
us either. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
totally different society. We're really trying to survive also. Like
yeah, yeah.
think about population. It's all about population. It's literally all coming stemming from that. And
yeah,
I had and this has just reminded me of an incident. I had this friend who was Irish who came to India, and he said, and you know how when there's a foreigner who's walking down the road, how they tend to get attacked by the people asking for alms, right? They'll just they if it's a white person on the road in India, it's like they go straight for them. And he felt so he couldn't say no at any point, so he just kept giving money to all the kids around. And he just his one question to me is, how do Indians do it? We get so desensitized to the entire act of giving because we see it so much
Yeah,
around us that it stops having that kind of it stops pulling at your heartstrings like it would.
totally, totally. Like it's
yeah, yeah.
psychology, and it's I think many of us have even struggled with it. Like, are we bad people, or
Mm.
what? We've had all these.
This is a question I always have. If at some point you don't have money in your wallet to give and someone comes there, oh my god, I'm such a horrible
At the
person.
end of the day, we are all horrible people because we are complicit in a terrible system. But let's not get
Yeah,
into that. Or I'll just talk about. Like, yeah, you won't. Your songs will not get played. That will be
Yeah.
a song.
Okay, today, guys, we're not playing any songs.
We're talking about, yeah. Let's play a song. Let's play a
Yeah.
fun song.
Yeah.
Come, let's play your
Come
first
on.
song.
Yeah, let's start play one song and then obviously we'll keep talking about.
Okay, since we were talking about food, actually,
Yeah.
maybe we could play this song by Tank and the Bangas.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just a fun song and a fun performance by some awesome people. I have a look. I won't talk too much about the
Yeah,
song.
let's
Maybe
hear
we
it.
can just
Come
get
on.
into it. Yeah.
One
Also,
second.
remember to stop that video at like 5:56 or something because then it goes on.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me remember that.
Yeah.
Which one did you say you wanted to play first?
Yeah, it's just a fun song and a fun performance by some awesome people. I have a look. I won't talk too much about the
Yeah,
song.
let's
Maybe
hear
we
it.
can just
Come
get
on.
into
One
it.
second.
Yeah.
Which one did you say? One
Also,
second.
remember to stop that video at like 5:56 or something because
I can
then it
hear.
goes on.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
There's
Let
a
me
lag.
remember that.
Yeah.
Which one did you say you wanted to play first?
Yeah, it's just a fun song and a fun performance by some awesome people. I have a look. I won't talk too much about the
Yeah,
song.
let's
Maybe
hear
we
it.
can just
Come
get
on.
into
One
it.
second.
Yeah.
Which one did you say? One
Also,
second.
remember to stop.
Is there a loop happening?
Yeah,
What
it
the
is.
hell is happening? I was in
Just
some
play the song.
meta
But
live
who
horror.
have seen this performance, it's amazing.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
let me go. Extreme.
Tank and the Bangers, everybody.
Is it okay? Audio?
I like that, Albert. It's missing something. It's missing you. Can I get a
Now
snap?
it's gone out.
Meats, beats. Greens, peas. Milk, fruit. Eggs, you. Oh, man, you know I would have been the fish. I would have been the meat. I would have been the eggs, and I would have been the greens. I would have been the milk, and I would have been the fruit. I would have been the vegetables, and I would have been the soup.
Hi,
Hey.
are you there? Can you all hear this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You
Something
know
is
I
wrong.
would have been. I could have been. You know I would have been. I could have been. You know I would have been. I could have been, girl. You know I would have been.
The
It
video
has stopped?
The video has stopped.
Hold on one moment. I'm gonna
The internet?
start again from the beginning. Hold on, just give me a second.
Sure.
Why did this happen? I do not know.
Why is it happening?
I'm so glad I'm not the one doing it. Seriously, because I'm really incompetent.
Tank and the Bangers, everybody.
Even if you know stuff, somehow the other technology will always fail you, or you will look like a dumbass in front of it. One of these two.
Yeah, now,
Is it working? Sound is okay?
yeah.
Okay. Damn. You look so good.
I like that, Albert. something. It's missing you. Can I get a snap? Meets beats. Greens, peas. Milk, fruit. Eggs, you. Oh, man, you know I would have been the fish. I would have been the meat. I would have been the eggs, and I would have been the greens. I would have been the milk, and I would have been the fruit. I would have been the vegetables, and I would have been the soup. You know I would have been. I could have been. You know I would have been. I could have been. You know I would have been. I could have been, girl. You know I would have been. I could have been. You know I would have been. You know I could have been. You know I could have been. You know I would have been. You know I would have been. I would have been good for you. Maybe a week I can't go to the store and buy your ass a clue. I heard they got some honesty on sale. Maybe we can buy her too. I heard a Joe, a mama sold Joe a buttons until you were 22. And your sister was Joe laundry. I think it's time I did laundry too. Beans, greens, peas, milk, fruit, eggs, you, eggs, you. I say now you are like a loop. A what? You are like a loop. A what, girl? You don't understand? I don't understand what you say. I say, you know, you like a loop, like a hula hoop. Oh, like a hula hoop. Like a hula hoop. Oh, you like a loop. I feel like I'm going round and round with you. I feel like the O's inside my soup. But don't nobody get full up of eating no soup. I've got a questions, so many questions. And you got a fun. Well. I'm milk, fruit, I'm eggs, you, what? Or maybe I can't go to the mountain, skate down the hall and cruise. Or do you need permission from your mama? I think I need permission too. You like me, you carry me to do what I gotta do. You cheap and you carrying the base and work for the time you had to make. I got a long questions, so many questions. And you got a big old yellow, big old stupid spot. Peas, milk, fruit, eggs, you, eggs, you. Come on, snap your fingers, snap your fingers, snap your fingers. Come on, snap your fingers, snap your fingers, snap your fingers. Come on, snap your fingers, snap your fingers, snap your fingers. Come on. To the stars and hop on the month of June. Or we can go to a movie matinee in a jacuzzi. Promise
I have you home real soon.
Promise. Is there a curfew for your class? Hoppers for your pass? You think you're gonna need two? I'm hours away from mama's place and I can't even be this boy's shoe. What? I'm Campbell's, baby. Cause there ain't nobody gonna love you like me. What you blind boy, can't you see? I would have been your meats, your beets, your greens, your peas, your apple seeds. I'm built to please. I'm greens and peas, apple vines and leaves. Oh, anything you need me to be, I will be for you. It's true. I'm beets, milk, fruit, eggs, you, eggs, you. Sing the song. You, cause I'm We are taking the bangers from New Orleans.
And that was fantastic. Was fantastic.
Amazing.
That's
Uh,
So
just like a
I
ray
love
of
that.
sunshine.
so good.
Yeah, I've heard this entire thing, and it's just every time you hear it, it just brings a smile on your face. It has that great energy, great vibe.
Yeah, and Nishit, this band actually was formed because they met at an open mic. So you never know your hand in like forming these kind of things, like what you do in Calcutta. I thought of you actually. That's why I chose this song for the list.
Oh,
So yeah,
Neil,
you
I
just
hope
met at
Neil
an
is.
open mic.
Yeah. Nice.
Such life, such energy, and it's just beautiful, and it's almost like musical theater happening in a song where
Mm.
there's so much intonation and so much. It's beautiful, beautiful.
Also, the the performative aspect, like
Yes, exactly.
the supporting singer had, if you notice her lipstick, she's got this fake
I love
shine
that.
painted in the middle, like just down to that smallest detail. And they have so much like gospel, soul, funk, spoken word. She combines so many things into a performance that it's pretty inspiring and so
That was
happy.
very exciting. It is. It is just full of joy. It is full of joy. So, with all the work that you've been doing with Amphan Relief, have things improved? Would you say things have gotten any better for people in Sundarbans?
Well, you know, I think different people have different challenges everywhere. Like for instance, the Sundarbans, the one thing that they do have is the people there, their livelihood was local. You know, that's
Right,
where they don't all they're far further away from Cal, so they don't commute to the city every day. So
right.
that whatever their jobs and their livelihood was mostly local. Plus, even after Amphan, at the end of the day, you can still possibly catch a fish and eat it. You know, but say where my tailors are, which is like 40 kilometers inland from Sundarbans, none of those people can earn a dime sitting in that area. They all have to commute to the city. They have to. So just as soon as lockdown started, even within like 3 months, 3 weeks of it, they were in dire straits. Whereas that hunger problem wasn't there so much with the people of the Sundarbans because they can get their food and resources locally. Then after Amphan happened, people in the Sundarbans are in neck deep water in some places. So they are really, really worse off. Whereas the others at least escaped the saltwater flooding and things like that, even though their homes got destroyed. So it's really relative.
Yeah.
Different people have challenges different places, but just to give you a kind of idea of the scale of the hunger problem, this 1 million meals, how it works is that you make these really supersized sturdy ration kits. Each ration kit has 100 meals. Okay, it's got enough grains etc in it to have at least 100 meals, and Ruchira makes 10,000 of those ration kits. So 100 into so it creates 1 million meals. So there was one of the NGOs I've been in touch with. I was like, we can maybe give you 1, 2, 3,000 of those kits. That was in my head. But we have a form that they need to fill up. Is how many people in their immediate area, like who are they feeding? How many beneficiaries? And we have like 2 or 3,000 ration kits to give. And she wrote in that line, there's 5 million beneficiaries. So our target is 1 million, and just one organization working in a few areas need to feed 5 million people urgently. So you understand, it's like sometimes whatever you feel feels like but a plaster on a big wound. But yeah, again, it's tricky to answer these questions, to be honest. Don't want to be all doom and gloom here,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Locals been? Have they been? How was it interacting with them? And how has their mindset been? Their entire approach to this problem?
So the other thing has been, these guys are not beggars. They are working people like you and
Yeah,
me, and their dignity was just robbed. And when I was doing the work on my own, which I couldn't do beyond a certain point because it's really expensive. It takes a lot of money just to feed 1,800 people. I realized like my life savings could be wiped out. So then you start feeling kind of panicky and helpless yourself.
Mm.
um, but I think what happens is that uh, you you get like the people on the ground as well, it goes in phases. After so many months of no work and staying in one place, that's also changed the mentality of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that despair is kind of setting in. And the
Mm.
other thing is, these are working people. As I said, when I was doing the work on my own, that's different. Now that was my point actually, is now that I'm doing a fundraiser or a collection and working with other people's money, you have to provide as much proof and transparency as possible. For instance, pictures. And just the pictures have been like a strange experience, because getting people to stand with their little shuji and their tarpaulin and taking a picture of them, it puts you in this, it robs you of your dignity in a way.
It does.
So you suddenly become a beneficiary
Yeah.
rather than as a living, working, like proper. You're an individual contributing to society. You're a farmer, even though farmers are in a terrible state, you have your pride intact.
Mm.
So it's been hard, but like people are really like, i I love, like, people are amazing.
Yeah.
It's not often that you can say that. And the people of Bengal have been amazing. The young people have been amazing. The kind of energy, people are there. They're ready to work, ready to do stuff. But give me
Yeah.
the job, give me the money, give me the resources. I am there, ready to give my all, kind of an attitude is what I've seen.
In fact, in Calcutta, I saw a lot of people, after COVID, especially a lot of people who were not maybe doing such work before suddenly started doing it. And then that JU group, man, they were like
Yeah,
so doing
fantastic.
such amazing work.
In fact, we
Like
should give a huge shout
shout
out to
out,
the JU
absolutely.
group, the JU Community Kitchen. There's another
Yeah.
group called the Stranger Society. There have been people doing incredible stuff here.
Yeah, so that is really cool. Even when we had gone to Sundarban and we were coming back, we saw like people just coming in cars and trucks, like trying to help. Some were big trucks, some were small cars, all kinds. And we're like, wow, this. So it's like there are a lot of good people,
Yeah,
but there are a
there
lot of
are a
bad
lot of
people
good
also.
people, and we should just try to be aware, like personally, that we are not reacting just to tragedies. We should be
Yeah,
quite aware of the socioeconomic like situation that
yeah,
we are in as young
mm,
people, as residents, of
yeah,
Bengal or wherever we are. I'm not really so much for like this nationalistic way of like my area, my locality, but I
yeah.
do feel that at times like this we have to think about our immediate surroundings, because
Mm,
what else can you do beyond that,
of
right?
course, of
And we
course.
should try and make sure we are not these fly by night intrepid heroes who go into the Sundarbans, leave some ration kits, then disappear
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the danger, you
That's
know, that we all may fall into. And we
yeah,
are all susceptible to it. And no judgment here, in the sense
yeah.
everybody has shit on their minds. Everybody has a life to live. But like, if we can just try and use this opportunity to sensitize ourselves and actually bring this into our lives on a regular basis, it's
Hmm.
much more valuable than giving even like 1 lakh at one time. It's
Agreed.
to do something in a sustained way.
Yeah.
That would actually, I think, bring real relief, because people don't, like, as much as they need food relief and like shelter, they also need some psychological relief. Like, there's
Hmm.
people looking at us. We are not forgotten entirely.
Hmm.
It's not like one big thing, whirlwind just after the cyclone, and then it's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah,
petered
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
Sure.
That's it has to be a habit building exercise where it becomes kind of like a daily part of your life and your, for life.
And we
It,
don't have to be a hugely rich or privileged person, to do this. Like,
Sorry.
really,
I'm just checking the monitor.
I've had contributions to my campaign of 300 rupees, 150 rupees.
and it's
It's
still
been the
awesome.
most, and that is how, as much as that person can give. And
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It was.
Nishant,
It's like like, but this is not. It's not the same. But when we had started Jamsteady, and then our sponsors backed out, and when then we started this, we all of us. In fact, Neil was the one who pushed this, and he said we'll just do the shows till we find some sponsorship. I said I don't know when we'll find. So we started a pay what you like model,
yeah,
and outside we had a box which Sikwal, Abhishek Sikwal, shout out to him. He had made like this huge cassette box, which was our donation box.
I remember it. Yeah.
Remember that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And when we opened, obviously there was not much money. There were drinks, coupons. So it's sweet, but it doesn't really, do much actually. And then we
Yeah.
had to take a hard call, like, okay, we will enforce like 100 rupees, just like this, like it's a habit. We have to create a habit every week. People come, they pay. Some will get pissed off, which a lot of people did, and some will say shit like, oh, you know who I am and all that. But eventually, I think once they see a lot of people are doing it, then it's like, when we go abroad and we see people are not littering, then we also behave like that.
Yeah.
But when we come back, we start behaving like the same way, like, okay, this is our country, we can just dump things wherever. So it's like that, habit thing, which I think comes, if there are many people doing it, it will start happening, and which
Just
is
a
what
change
it.
in our perception. I remember
Yeah,
at the time when you started charging for Jamsteady, and then even 100 rupees was a problem, and then
yeah,
200 rupees.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is just a perception thing. It is
It
not
is
for many of us. It is not that you absolutely can't afford it. You are spending
exactly.
that on like booze or cigarettes or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
So it's always possible, and I think what you did was actually quite significant in getting Calcutta used to paying even 200 rupees for
Yeah,
to
I
appreciate
think,
an artist. I
yeah,
don't know, Nishit. Even
it
if you
was.
don't feel appreciated now, you will. It'll be go down in history. But I'm sure the
No, no, I do
musicians
feel.
really
I think,
appreciate because you have to create that culture.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Abroad, we are like, happily pay £10 for a,
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
entry
fact,
into
yeah.
somewhere.
In the Northeast, if you go attend a party, people have the habit of paying and entering. You know, but in
Yeah.
Calcutta, somehow it just wasn't
And
there.
also the value of music has been eroded. I saw something you
Yeah,
shared the other day of some rapper who's paid 72 lakhs.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and man, I was like so tempted to comment, but it's my mission to
But it's
try
an
and
important.
not
I
get
think we
into
should talk
arguments
about this.
on Facebook. But yeah, like when I get into it, but I was surprised to see quite a few young people saying it's par for the course, all's fair, it's
Yeah,
a marketing game. And I was like,
yeah,
but what about authenticity? And just
yeah.
because we can doesn't mean we should. And peer reviews, ratings, all of this, it's as bad as giving as a fake review, right?
But there's a
Like,
difference between marketing and just buying fake views which actually don't have any value. It's
absolutely.
just a
Like,
number which makes you feel good, and for people they see like, wow, okay, but
it's
actually has no
misleading.
value. Yeah, it
It's
is.
misleading because you think there's a human being behind that. And if we
Yeah,
can't trust ratings, reviews, opinions, and likes of our fellow humans, who then we discover are not even humans, they're robots or something like
yeah,
bots, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, what can we trust? And authenticity is still something we should strive for, right? As artists, as entrepreneurs, as
yeah,
businessmen, whatever.
yeah,
Even if we
absolutely.
can do certain things, doesn't really mean we should. And together we create that culture.
Yeah, yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
but the thing is, my opinion about this is that if you're these buying views and all, um, especially appealing to people who go by mass logic, right? They'll say, "Oh, acha, this song is popular with 3 million people have liked it. That means it must be good," and that's why they would. That's the reason I would assume a lot of people buy these
Yeah.
views because
Absolutely.
we always follow the herd. But I suppose if at any point, even if he bought all these views, if at some point you heard the song, you would make your choice about it ultimately, right? You'd listen and be like, okay, this is absolute rubbish or it's great, so you'd listen to it more. But it does, for me, this incident has just shown how much we follow the herd.
Yeah.
To me, that is the biggest lesson because we can't change them. Honestly, I think there's no way to change the marketing game right now. We've stuck up, we've
It
gotten
is what it is. Yeah.
it is what it is. It's too
There's
evolved
no
now.
point being like idealistic that it should be like this, is
That's
what you're
the
saying.
thing because people are going to do it, and it's on social media. As soon as you start becoming a spender and you start spending money and investing on your boosts, your organic reach automatically starts reducing. That's just how the system works. So if you even start reducing the money, then your reach will go. And if you start spending, your reach is high. It's like a weird, messed up situation where Facebook also has to make money, Instagram has to make money, you have to make money. So
So
at the end,
tell me something when it comes to marketing. Like I, as you all know, and have not always approved of, I've never marketed myself. Okay, and I understand I should
Hmm.
to an extent, but again, like I've never. Quality of work ultimately does speak for itself. I've never lacked a client. You can Google my work. First 3 4 pages are just my articles. Nothing else is coming up. Like I why do we have to play the numbers game? Is there another way to play it? Is by not playing the game at all? Like is there I don't know if there's any value to
There
that.
is. I think there is.
there are different ways of playing the game. Like what
Absolutely.
you're playing is the long haul. You're going for the long run. You're looking at building slowly and gradually. But the guys who do this are the ones who want their impact right now.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait. They don't want people to think about their music, to actually appreciate their music. I would feel if I was a bacha and I'd spend so much money, I'd feel so bad because I'd be like, I actually don't know whether people like my music or I'm just shoving it down their throat for the sake of it.
Yeah.
You
It's true.
know?
I love how you're like empathizing with Badshah. You're like
No,
it
I'm
was
like, I just wouldn't know. I wouldn't know whether people understood or got my music actually.
no,
If I spent
for sure. What is the reality? But maybe you don't care because everyone's talking about you, and at the end of the day, what you wanted was for everybody to talk about you.
No, what I feel what it does is like, uh, you put some money onto your, say, a YouTube video, and you suddenly get like, whatever, 10 million views. Now you'll see suddenly they also put it as an advertisement. They'll have a small image and then they write 10 million views in 24 hours. So now what happens is when I see, wow, I must see this. So post that, it starts kicking in its organic reach also, because it has already made you feel that, oh shit, there are 10 million views on it and I have not watched this. How is it possible? So I must watch it. And then it really works for them. But those that, I mean, the game is just so, I mean,
Is it a bubble though? Because now that
it
we
is.
know that bots, you can easily buy this. Next time you
Yeah.
see it, that'll also be in your head. That is
Yeah.
this real or is this like fake? Is
And I'm
this
happy that
bot?
it's being spoken about at least, like I don't know. I don't think things will change much really because I think a lot of people do this. But
yeah.
at least I think the awareness is good and people can choose which where they want to be and at least have an okay, at least have a next time. Hopefully they know okay, this might be a paid kind of an elevate, amplified kind of a thing. Maybe it's not real. At least
You,
hopefully that will
you know,
happen.
when you're like little and you think when you're younger, a kid, you think that, at least I did, you think the world is fair, marriages
Huh.
last forever, everything
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Then you realize, mm-mm, like none of this shit is real.
You believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah, you believe in an inherent goodness, and as you
Mm,
get older, you're
mm,
kind of jaded. So I think with me, that's what this was. This is also the same. It's like, what is fame? What is celebrity? Is it like how? I think that it's even before your Badshahs and your 72 lakhs. Nishit, you've been working with musicians,
mm.
for years, and how to bring. Surely you also know that the authenticity, quality of work is not always like commensurate with the level of success or
Yeah,
Not at all.
praise or whatever you get. It doesn't just mean that the best product or the most talented musician will rise to the top. It's
no,
never been that.
Usually
no,
they,
absolutely.
unfortunately, the truth is usually they don't, to be
Back
honest.
in exactly even back in the day before we even had possibly
Yeah,
all of this buying likes and stuff, it's still a whole lot of different factors
yeah, yeah,
much beyond talent that I guess determine.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Asha, what
So
about you
let's
guys' songs? We're
let's
just
play music. Come
yeah,
on.
let's play music. The few audience that we have, we are losing. They're
Now,
just
yeah,
like,
now we are going to try and play some music and get
we'll
these
keep it musical. Yeah,
yeah, and the songs that we'll play, they don't have millions of views, and hopefully after this show, we'll get
that's
millions
true.
of views.
Yes,
Indeed,
yes, do this.
indeed.
You want to
So,
play a song?
Tansa, go for it.
Achha.
You play.
I have a song by this band called, hold on, I'm going to just start share and then shoot, 1 second. I think I didn't do the audio. Sorry. I'm going to start again. Yes. So this one is by a band called Bisher Desho. And this album is insane. Okay. It's like a mad cacophony of music and like instruments and guitars and vocals, and it's just really good. So I'm going to play this song, which is okay.
রাজা সবাই হাতে টাকা বুঝলে লোকে পিছায় পায় রাজার সবাই মুখোশের আড়ালে লুপ্ত পরিচয় এ রাজার সবাই প্রজা কারখানা দরদে জীবন কাটায় রাজার সবাই খাবারে কারা যেন রোজ খাবার খুঁজে পায় মিলায় বস্তু তর্কে বহুদূর দিশা ধরে বসে থাকে সর্বহারা সুর মন্দিরে বাজে ঘন্টা শ্মশানে পড়ে হাট হিসেবের খাতাতেই নিবচিত প্রাসাদের ভিড়ে আমাদের অস্তিত্বে অন্ধকারে টাকার খেলায় ক্যামেরা ফুটেজ কেনে সরকার প্রতিক্রিয়ার সময় সিঁদুরের দরে স্বপ্ন বেঁচে পুরুষ কথার পর্দার ওপর লিঙ্গের অভিনয় নামে পেট রূপ সহ সুদিন আসে মানুষের স্বর্গে সবগুলো কেন মরে পচে মরগে রাতে জীবনের সাথে আপোষের পর আর দিলে কথাটাই হতাশা
I really enjoyed that.
Wow. What was that? Why haven't I heard them before?
It is so
Seriously.
it is the entire album, and this is like the first song I heard. The rest of the songs are just like this.
Mad. And you know, the thing was like throughout I was watching this guy take a leak, which was a bit weird, but yeah. I mean, you can't see him, but you know what he's doing.
You know what?
But yeah, mad stuff. I don't have a
Good
follow
energy.
up. I don't have a follow up to this, honestly.
Yeah.
Energy.
It's just the answer show.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god! You sent me a link to the show just to see like what on earth you guys were doing.
Yeah.
And I just like looked at like 5 minutes of that first show
Hmm.
with Meghdoot. And
Yeah.
I literally took screenshots because not ever did it say Meghdoot. Like YouTube has automatic subtitles. It says Magdag, Magdoot. Like Ansa, according to YouTube, you're with Ansa. Like with
With
answer.
answer.
With answer. So I was like, yeah, does always have the answer. It's very efficient. So you guys should see that automatic subtitling. It's really
Shit.
funny, especially McDoug. Like
Mugdug. Where is our Mugdug? He's not watching right now. So I'll quickly follow up. I'll play a song.
yeah.
I'm gonna play a song which is not very recent, but it's from this band called F16s.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think I've seen them play at Zero.
They have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Funny story about them that I may not disclose.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. Yay.
That was lovely.
That was
That was
very
lovely.
nice. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Very, very nice.
You must have heard this, no? Or no?
First
No?
time.
Oh,
You're
this is
grabbing a bite in between the answer.
Sorry.
I was like, can I do that? I'm kind of hungry.
even I have some popcorn.
I've got some biscuit and my chips.
Uh,
Yeah, I should be eating as well. I will.
we should make it into a food show now.
That is, I would love that, guys. I would
Give
love
me
that.
all
I'm
sorts.
totally anytime there's food involved, I'm in. I'm in.
You
So
know, I
how is
think this is the
Ladasita
perfect
been?
time.
Two?
Sorry, go
Sorry,
on.
can
How
you
has
tell me?
Ladasita been?
No, I
Oh,
want
I
to
was
ask you
just
about
gonna.
Lata. Okay, wait. You go first, then I'll ask you about Lata.
I was just gonna suggest playing another song, but yeah,
Yeah.
Lada Sita. Right now, I am just like I said, trying to take care of the staff, and I have tons of new ideas. Can't wait to do it. Wondering what it's gonna be like in a post-COVID world. Obviously, I have to massively pivot because my entire model has been based on in real life. Traveling. Usually, there are fashion shows. There's a talk. It's all I don't know, the way I sell my clothes and travel and always include it with other things about sustainability, why we're doing what we're doing, or the other part of Lata Sita is the custom part, which whenever I'm in Calcutta, I take appointments where women come to see me and I work with their saris or people send it to me from parts of the world. A lot of this has to change now, and it's all about pivoting. I think for all of us, we're trying to
Yeah.
like bring
Yeah.
and for me in particular, I have to seriously bring myself into the 21st century. So that's what I'm working on. I think I'm really, really lucky. I have a website, and the only reason I have a website is to, divert people there. It's like, don't call me, just go there. And that and that's like a one-page affair with like a place to enter your email address and phone number in, just so I don't like. At least I take the opportunity to get your details, right? And it's not a completely lost opportunity in the rare catalogs and stuff, the pieces I share.
Mm.
And man, just during the lockdown, I've got like over 5,000 sign-ups to my website.
Wow.
So, so I have something good. I just need to work out how to make best use of it because I don't want to just. My whole idea is to use less, buy less, you know, but I also need to earn a living. I'm also trying to sell the clothes, but at the same time, genuinely, my philosophy is don't buy shit. So it's always been a little difficult to I've never, that's why I think that's one of the reasons I've never marketed or advertised myself because it just rankles to kind of shove your product down people's throats online. And even although I think that's, I do need to look at it in a different way. That is essentially what I'm going to have to do going forward into the future is represent myself online. But how can I do it in a non-Badshahi way is the question. So
Bacha from a point of reference. I love it. I love it. Don't do like Bacha.
yeah. So I'm lucky. I have my pieces, I have my ideas, I have my clients. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to like bring them together.
Also,
And
your pieces are mostly limited edition, right? It's like one piece or maybe two from of the similar.
exactly, it's all been one of a kind, and it's also pretty affordable. So I think that's why the real life model has worked for me because if you think about it, online you take pictures for everything, right? And to take a picture for every single unique piece. Like if I'm selling a pair of jeans, I can do one nice photo shoot and sell like 100 or a million pairs of jeans or five pairs
Yeah.
of jeans. But with mine, even if something is worth just 2,500 or 3,000, I have to do the same amount of photography work
Mm.
as even for a 25,000 rupee piece or whatever. So it's just about working out the logistics, the finances, and bringing it into like digitizing it really. And it's been really interesting. I've done a few courses on personal branding and all of this summer during the lockdown, and I've learned a lot of interesting stuff and also my own reluctance to push myself online. Where does that come from? and there's actually nothing wrong with it.
Mm.
But why do some of us? Why is it harder for some of us, than
Yeah.
others? So
Because I
those are
think it's a very different mindset. I think a lot of people. I've been having this conversation with every single musician I know. I can't. I've said this so many times. It's like I'm saying the same thing. But with creative people, I feel like like you would go to a darzi to stitch, where it's a very specific knowledge. You should, I would say, it's not about pushing yourself, but knowing how to do it in a way which doesn't seem awkward to you as well, right? I think a third person, like another person coming in and doing it would make your life easier. I keep recommending to musicians who are releasing albums that instead of doing social media yourself, hire someone to do it for you because they can plan it out, they know what they're doing, and they'll kind of figure out how to do it in the best way possible within your means, right? Like whatever you
absolutely,
have
yeah.
with your goals in mind. It's a
But
very, it's a very, uh, because I do social media, I can tell you it's a very pimptastic kind of mindset where you have to just be okay with saying, do this, just watch this,
right,
come,
of course,
listen,
yeah.
and doesn't diminish from your art at all. Your art will still remain your art. You don't need to change it. It's just the way you put it out there for people to access
Mm.
Yeah, I was in one of this particular course I did from the University of Virginia. It's a free course on Coursera. I really recommend it. It's called personal branding,
Mm.
and it's just a short little thing. But this lady, I love the instructor. Okay, she's a hoot. She's so funny. But one of the things, she's a very simple analogy, but made a lot of sense to me. Is like she's like you want to have a party, so you've got the perfect playlist. You've made all the best food. You've laid out the table, blah blah blah, everything, and then it's like 8 o'clock, time to start the party. You realize you've forgotten to like invite anybody, and there's no one there. And that's exactly what happens when you have a good brand, but then you choose not to market yourself. You don't do it justice. And it's this very simple analogy, but made perfect sense. There's
Yeah.
no shame in it.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
it.
I just wanted to say, like, because I feel like I'm talking a lot, like, we should play the next song.
No,
And
this has been
because,
happening since our first episode. After we finish the episode, we always message each other. Okay, next time we will talk less,
yeah,
but it never happens. I think it's also like we get to catch up, and then it just becomes like a hang. Uh,
Watch it.
I love
People who
it.
are watching us might be
Yeah,
getting bored, but I think
exactly. I can do this all evening.
we are having a good time. But yeah, we should play a song.
So I think the last song reminded me of, let's play someone local, someone we know.
Yeah,
So
come.
I'd want to play Topshe. Topshe is
Oh,
an artist from Lake Gardens in Calcutta, and I've known Topshe for years.
mm,
The one thing that strikes me about him is like literally he's a young fellow, so his wisdom beyond his years, and his writing style. Like he is such a great writer, and
yeah,
he expresses so much in his words. And I have so many favorite Topshe songs. It was really hard to pick one.
I can imagine.
And in fact, there are a couple of good new releases. But let's watch this. Yeah,
Come on.
This one, huh?
this is one of his older ones. He has newer releases, but
Well, you can't
good.
depend on anyone, least of all your friends. Everyone's gotta save themselves in the end. And if there's one thing I have learned, you can't go alone. You need a friend to help you all. At least listen to you moan about the state of the world we live in. Everything is forgiven. time to be alone. Best time to own a phone. Best time to break a bone. Best time to be born with lungs half ruined. It makes me wanna run away, 'cause sometimes the past is the present. And some folks want adolescent. And somewhere the weather is pleasant. Well, you can't have a feast without someone serving. And that's the state of the world we live in. Nothing will be forgiven. We were on a busy street with the future at our feet, and you know, oh, it's gonna get worse, I'm certain.
Amazing.
What I
Topshe, too good.
what I love about his music and his lyrics are they're so whimsical. They're so honest and personal and whimsical
Yeah,
and so true.
yeah. If
So
you know Topshe, you'll know this is Topshe. And also, like the video, like I would have never thought, like, to do something like this. But when you see it, it's like, wow, this is so cool. Just taking
Topshe
things
shot all of this on his own, on his phone, I think.
Pujo time, basically.
Yeah, and it was a lot of it was in Jodhpur Park where I was at the time. I
Hmm.
was living there, and so I saw all the same lights and the pandals, and I
Uh-huh.
think and Topshe made a few videos during that time, and in my mind, almost created his own little format of this like shitty phone quality type video,
Yeah,
which looks so cool and
so
looks
cool.
great and just captures like a piece of Calcutta. Like
Yeah,
his other videos have all the really, I don't know, many of you would have seen these
yeah, I've
strange
seen it.
art installations by Momota all over the
Yeah,
city.
I've seen
yes,
it.
So his other videos capture, these really weird like aspects of Cal which we would know,
Hmm.
and others would find interesting. So yeah,
the
Topshe's
sculptures outside Citizen Park. Citizens Park near your studio.
in
Oh my
fact, it's
God.
true.
Yeah.
In fact, by the way, you guys, Topshe has a live show on Sunday. He's playing
This
live. I
Sunday.
think, yeah, this Sunday at 6 o'clock, I believe. You can just look up his Facebook, Topshe Music,
Hmm.
and he's dropped a lot of new songs. In fact, I
Yeah.
was tempted to play one of his new songs, but this is one of my old favorites, and it has
Hmm.
this lovely video. But he has a couple of new songs, Sad Boys, and a few
Yeah.
others. They're
I
really
It
heard
is
good.
that.
so good. It is
Yeah.
it's so whimsical. I love it. I love
And
it.
we've lost him to Bombay, but for me, he's a straight out of Calcutta, straight out of Lake Gardens
Yeah.
artist. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah, I have a follow-up song. Can I play?
yeah. Go for it.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just play and then we can. Where is it? Oh
This is
yeah.
the fastest we played songs. High five mission. High five.
Let's go.
Oh my God!
Ah!
I thought I was mute.
She came in to my room. She never thought it was too soon. She said what she had to say. She never gave it all away. Her face in half the light was my memory of the night. Her words, half truths, our labor, but you kept away go. That I take. I smile. What I crave for, just like an aerosol can inside a microwave. Go back, rewind. I wanna breathe. I'm choking inside. Go back inside. Go back, rewind. I wanna breathe. I'm choking inside. Go back in time. I wanna breathe. I'm choking inside. Go back. Rewind.
So
Ah,
good. It has been so long since I heard the song. I love it.
oh, I love this because I see everyone from Meghnad, Arijit, Meghdut is in there,
Yeah,
Amruta,
Rixon,
Rixon is Rohit,
Roshni.
Roshni. Oh my God, it's just amazing. Just
How
brings
is
big smile on my face.
how is the song is I want to know. How did this happen? What was the
I put on my glasses. I was like, I need to watch this closely. So
It's so nice.
that was shot in my studio, in the Lata Sita studio.
All
So that's
right.
another great memory of the studio. It's so
Yeah.
silly. Oh my God. I remember that shot where I threw the drink in
Yeah.
his face and they were like holding a sheet of glass in front of me, like I threw the drink on the glass in front of the camera. Yeah.
It's too good, too good. It's like the
So
whole
funny.
everyone just came together for this one video, no? It was really cool.
Yeah.
and it's got so much life. It's so lovely.
Ah.
It's full of life. I love it.
It was damn funny.
One big
I,
family.
yeah, it's so good. So good.
Maya saying Arijit the chick magnet.
It was and if you see in like parts of the video that hula hoop, I still have that hula hoop. It's
Hula
lying
hoop.
right there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same hula hoop making its appearance.
And I like he's like MC Azad and all. Like
Yeah, that's true. In fact, shout out to Park Circus and Azad.
Yeah.
I think since this video, like Arijit, who like his style was singer-songwriter, has
Yeah.
really evolved and
Really evolved.
burst onto the scene as Park Circus, and I think they're dropping a new album soon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Azad is so yeah. Shout out.
I
to him
love
for
his
sure.
writing.
Mm.
I think he's one of the best songwriters, and
Mm.
of course Park Circus has amazing rhythms and beats, and Shayan Tone and Shomdev and Arijit, they create something amazing together. But for me, the words and the lyrics are always going to be what draws me back to their music, time and
Yeah.
It is. It is true, and it's got their songs have so much. They have such stories, so much truth in them, and he weaves them into these beautiful stories that I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He does it. Beautifully.
He calls himself the lyrical chameleon. So yeah.
Hey.
It is.
So I was thinking as my next song, seeing the studio and everything reminded me of, there's this band called Keela, which in fact Arijit introduced me to. It's this Irish band, and there's a lot of people in that band, and they use all of their traditional instruments and really bring it into in the current scene. And this guy called Ronan, who's the main guy, the main force behind Keela, and he plays this traditional Irish drum. I don't know what it's called. I don't know how it's pronounced. Bodhran, I think it is.
Mm.
But their music is amazing, and I have played, I think, Keela, like every single fashion show I've had, this
Ah,
particular song, because I'm so obsessed with it. It's in Gaelic, so please give it a little bit of your patience, because it's in a language, different language. But it's just fantastic. Maybe you could play it. I've
let's
literally
hear it.
started every fashion show with it. If you hear this Ronan's, like, it's almost like a primal cry that he starts the song
Mm.
with. So yeah.
Come on, let's hear it.
Should I hit it, DJ?
Hit it,
Hit
hit
it,
it.
girl.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, love with Delphine elastic da hero can a pure agus lura don long. Plenty of rare agus pull up your toilet fadoga fag zo choron core. Kippy ni crack and cloche on cho. Hata mala sporan on a lord. Rafjan lek helo koeplo kopon. Osko cortini cartoons law. Laniega, dat en a dost. Mis heb je nog eens aan boord vlieglo. Laniega, dat en a dost. Mis heb je nog eens aan boord vlieglo. De colo coludor of Flachadascale, Rinken Hagan a Portal Bill, the grind on kindness is Gagas a scale, the Hossa on a Macan stray, a Gula Labandas I got a Sule, Casa Nantoga di a new or a rare, a Galahiro Yasses Agrian Ercle, Laniega, Dada Hanados, Bishop Yonoch the Samba People, Laniega, Dada Hanados, Bishop Yonoch the Samba People, Laniega. Mis heb je nog de samba people. Laat je nog, want dat er geen adast. Mis heb je nog de samba people.
Yay, that was
Fantastic.
beautiful. Really nice.
Isn't it
And
something?
Very nice. So energetic and folksy and really cool.
And also, they have included in their Bell's Canon in D, which is like my favorite piece of classical music. Like, I listen to a lot of classical music. Literally helped me like do my dissertation and
Mm.
get through many parts of my life. But
Mhm.
yeah, they've it's just a lot of people, and I think similar to like the next song I wanted to play actually by Sing, but also similar to what I think you, Riyadh, are all doing with Mr. Babu in a sense is just ways, different ways. Like if you see Sing Sing, the next video that I wanted to play, and Keela, they're very different, but they are all people reaching back, harking back to their roots, their past, their history, and really adding something. They're not regurgitating anything. They're bringing it forward and adding their own self into it in a way that's like unmistakable and so exciting, you know?
Yeah.
So authentic and original, and just by adding a bit of yourself in your music, it just takes it to another
Yeah.
space. No,
Absolutely. And to just use your traditional instruments, you know, carry on those traditions, but make it cool and
Yeah.
accessible and exciting and, you know, modern and relevant. That is what
I
it's
have
all about.
I have to say I haven't heard bagpipes in a long time. Like in like a fun song where they've done it like they've done it just enough to make it add such a lovely level, but it's not overdone in the song as well, you know.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I love those bagpipes. It's been a long time.
Yeah, and there's a flute there, you know, sometimes you
Yeah.
have to appreciate the flute, but this really like this flute that tugs at your heartstrings just comes in, and there's so many layers. I was, you know, they're not. When we heard them, we were like, "Oh my God, we love these people," and we looked them up, and we see they're just a very small regular band, you know, and that's why they don't have videos. That's why, you know, I had to share the video I did. The rest are of live performances with absolutely crappy sound, but you can check their live performances just to get an idea of the range of the instruments and how they're creating these sounds, you know, in it
For
live.
sure.
But and then they have this the Keela book of, because I've become a little obsessed with them in the last several years, and they have the Keela book of songs. So I actually ordered that as well, where they have the notation, like musical notation for a lot of the traditional songs they base all their music on. It's fascinating. Just please look up the band Keela. This is
Definitely.
just one of their songs, but their entire discography is well worth exploring.
So cool, so cool. And this is what's been happening, you know, when all the shows we've discovered new music, new as in music that I have not heard. So I'm sure these guys have been around for a while, but I had never heard of them, and
Yeah,
that's
there are some
so
real old
exciting.
timers there. So yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Utansa, I think you have a song
So I
also.
don't have a song.
Okay,
I have a video, but it's a
okay,
short film, which I
okay.
thought was very interesting, and I thought I'd share it with you all.
Come
Okay.
on.
So it's a horror short film. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's beautifully done. So I had to share it with you guys. So I'm going to set that up very quickly, and just
By short film, how short?
Yeah,
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Yeah, okay.
Can scare
Yeah,
you.
short films can be half an hour also.
No, it's fine. The Keela song was 5 minutes. It's similar.
I was like 6 minutes is manageable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine.
But
absolutely.
tell me what you all think after you all watch this. And I know it's unusual to share a film, but it's made by some folks from Calcutta by a company called Digital Nerve, which is Roshni Ali, Ayam Seal. I think
Ah,
that's the names. Um, Music by Deep Thiru, sound by Deep Thiru, I think, and it's just amazing. I saw it the other day, and I can't stop. I can't not share it with you guys.
Okay.
nice.
So, can you all see this? I hope you all can see
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The deceased include two women who died after a tree branch fell on them. Kolkata, in fact, faced a front of the storm with a wind speed touching 133 kilometers per hour because at around 7:20 p.m. last evening. Kolkata received 222 millimeters of rainfall between 8:30 a.m. and 10 p.m. yesterday. Houses as well as power lines have been damaged. Many areas, in fact, are without internet and electricity.
The number you are calling is stop. Please try later. আপনি যে নম্বরটিতে কল করছেন সেটি এই মুহূর্তে বর্তমান।
resolved with uprooted trees.
It will take some time for the administration to bring everything back to normal, given the kind of situation that we are witnessing on the ground at this point in time.
It was a familiar sight in many parts of the capital a day after the supercyclone.
Hi. I lost you for a second.
Sansa is in a mood.
I had to tie up my hair. I'm a little sweaty.
Wasn't that shot of the eye so cool? Like in the dark room,
Yeah.
just that reflection of the eyeball. I was like, oh my god.
It
I
was.
love
It
how
was.
you
It was.
snuck in a horror film also,
I know.
Sansa. The hell?
I wasn't
I was
expecting
looking
this,
at my mother in the other
but
room
it's
and she was
great.
like, just like that.
which means that the film is good.
If it's, did it scare you all a little bit? A little bit?
It was good. It was nice. I really liked it.
I
Actually,
like the
I'll
fun.
watch it again and try and because you need to be in that mood to watch like a little horror thing. With
That is
so much light and all of that wasn't.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. I will also watch it again.
but
And
great
I
job, guys. Swashni,
great job
Ali.
that during the
Yeah,
lockdown as well. Like,
yeah,
true. It is true.
yeah. Damn good. Damn good. So let's play another song by Meghna.
shall
Meghna,
we
how many
play
songs
some
do you have?
sing? I have many songs, but let's just. I have so many. I was just thinking also, Nishit, one thing that I started doing during the lockdown is started listening to albums again.
Hmm.
I have this amazing album. There's one particular album by this band called Left Field that my friend Helen introduced me to years ago
Yeah.
in England. And I'm not going to play anything from there, but I would just urge you guys to look up this band called Left Field
For
and
sure.
their seminal album Leftism, like years ago. I'm talking about like 10 years ago. This
Oh
is like
wow.
old people music to many of you probably, but like they did a lot of interesting stuff with electronica when
Hmm.
back when there was
Was it?
nothing like that around. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you could start a in more episodes, like how Utansa has already expanded the scope into horror. You should, recommending albums is a whole other thing, like
Yeah,
full
absolutely.
albums.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
right now these are just individual songs we're recommending, but if it's albums, like guys, please look up this album
No, I think
Leftism
this is
and the band Left
happening.
Field.
Yeah. I think people have a little more patience and time now, so they're listening to more music, which is not like fast food type music, like which everyone was getting used to because of the system and everything. So I
Yeah.
think this lockdown and pandemic, I mean, one of the good things is I think, you had that time to think inward and
Totally,
experience.
man.
Yeah,
There were nights where I was like, I refuse to spend this evening watching Netflix. I
yeah.
refuse on principle. So I have spent a few evenings like singing very badly into the wall and in front of me and listening to old albums, and it's been
Yeah,
so enjoyable.
it
Like I've
is. It is.
literally spent 3-4 hours on my own during the lockdown on a Saturday or a Friday night just listening to
Yeah,
albums, and it's been a new pleasure, like an old pleasure rediscovered. you
nice.
know yeah,
Great. This is such good. It's just so good to even hear this.
because of the attention span,
Yeah,
as you say, I
yeah,
felt my
yeah.
brain rotting over the past few years since I got the
Mm.
smartphone and everything. But yeah,
But I've also realized the drawback of this populist kind of approach to listening to music, which we normally have before lockdown, was that I always thought of certain musicians in a certain light. I thought of them as only making this kind of music. So, say for instance, Harry Styles. Never heard his music, always assumed that he was the poppy kind of vibe going for him. And then I was like, one day I was just sitting on my computer, I was like, chalo, Spotify today. Let's see what he's up to.
Mhm.
Let's see what he actually makes. And his music is so different from what you would expect.
yeah.
There's like there's songwriting, there's some soul, there's some rhythm, there's everything mixed. His album's like a mishmash of everything.
Mm.
I haven't heard any Harry Styles, but
Exactly, dude.
maybe I'm open-minded enough now to give it a go.
Yeah.
Those are the watermelon sugar song, which is it's terrible song. I mean, it's got a groovy song, but the whole song is watermelon sugar gets me high. That's the song. I was like, this can't be lyricism at its best. So yeah,
So Tansa, what say? Shall we play some Sing Sing?
Sing
I
it
love
is.
these
Come
guys
on.
because again they are like proper tradition, almost shamanic, extremely
Mm.
like traditional, but they've brought themselves into it and they're using so many things for performance.
I haven't heard this.
Oh, you haven't? It's just so inspiring from a performance point of view.
They are amazing.
They're
3, 2, 1.
amazing.
Hit it, DJ. Ta-da.
Mm.
Get it?
수십만 주나 이별을 짜서 누구를 주나 받이실 쏜 눈물이 노다 해요 배짜는 아가씨 사랑 노래 배틀에 수십만 주나 달가 울지를 마라 이 배짜기가 다 늦어간다 해요 배짜는 아가씨 사랑 노래 배틀에 수십만 주나 오봉산 꼭대기 에루와 돌배나무는 가지 꺾어도 에루와 모양만 나누나 에헤이요 야 영산 홍록의 봄바람 바람아 불어라 에루와 구름아 일어라 부평터인의 몸 끝없이 한없이 가잔다 에헤이요 야 영산 홍록의 봄바람 한강수라 깊고 맑은 물에 수상선 타고서 에로와 뱃놀이 가잔다 에헤요 에헤요 어야 얼싸마 둥게 디어라 내 사랑아 한강수야 네가 내 말을 들어라 내가 너에게 어떻게 가자고 하느냐 에요 에요 어야 얼싸마 뭉게 되어라 내 사랑아 개구리 타령하여 보자 아무리나 하여 보자 개굴 청개구리라 성은 청가래도 뛰는 못으로 댕긴다 개천에 빠져서 허덕지덕한다 수렁에 빠져서 만석강해를 잃었네 개구리 집을 찾으려면 미나리 밭으로 돌아라 두꺼비 집을 찾으려면 장독대로 돌아라
Yes, actually, I've heard them. I didn't remember the name. Amazing, amazing.
They are so performative, so
Yeah,
Next level.
and
You
then they
know,
keep
like,
the roots also there. You know, you can feel the roots. Yeah,
and as much as one hates bands and performers who are just, or any artist, product, whatever, anything that's vacuous and is just relying on looks or costumes, like, as much as that is there, I appreciate the performers who really can use that to add depth and layers and complexity to their
Yeah,
performance and
for
talk
sure.
about so many things without having to talk about it all, whether it's gender, sexuality, whether it's just your personal style and like badassness, you know.
Mm.
There's just so much you can convey, and how they use just like a laugh,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
as
So
music.
that was just one sound this lady made. I just love it.
Yeah.
It was just I dude, I think we need to have a drag show or like a performance at some point, concert where everyone comes dressed up in drag. And it'll
Mm.
be so good. It'll be so hard to convince people to do it. But
It's
if we can
I
manage,
would love to. It's
would
just so bloody hot
love.
in Calcutta. It's hard to wear a mask. Like I'm very particular, and I like try wearing two masks. I'm like sweating. You know, it's just hard to follow any protocol in Calcutta. Sometimes it's hard just to wear clothes in your own house. You're like dying.
It's
So
Yeah.
drag is a whole other, you know.
Yeah.
But this
But
is when things have opened up. We have Top Cat, and we can go. Imagine
and
just having a drag party. Oh, I
and
Top
winter is coming.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
so good it would be.
And we have AC guys.
We have it. We have it.
Well, yeah, Sing are a lot of fun. So again, you know, Keela, Sing, like look into all their
Very,
discography,
very
look into
good.
all their other songs and their albums. It's like
Yeah.
well worth it. My sister showed me this
Mm.
band, and yeah, it's always been there in my head as an
And
So good.
inspiration. Yeah.
I've realized that there's a thread in the choices the songs that you pick. They all are so authentic, right? They're
Mm.
all so different and they have their own style and something about them going which is so different from what others
Did
normally
you
would
put a
do.
thought? Like, did you put so much thought
No,
into it?
that's what I
No.
was saying. No, I didn't actually. I was thinking that, you know, nothing connects these songs together. So I was thinking. So I like
There
that
is,
you
That
think
there is a connect. Yeah.
there
that.
is a connect. All of them are just authentic.
Mm.
Authentic, very, very original, very, very people that are very in tune with their culture and themselves.
And
I
they're
feel.
not necessarily world famous, you know, the way we imagine or the way we've grown up in the cult of the rock star or the pop
Yeah.
star. I think as you grow older, you realize again, like what we're saying, quality goes way beyond fame.
Yeah.
And you
Absolutely.
know, there's so many good bands in the
Yeah.
world, and like not all of them are well known
Yeah.
or anything like that, but they're there. They're just
They're
kicking
there.
ass.
It's
And
true.
that's also one thing I'm enjoying about this format of our show, where actually we don't know what like suddenly Utansa drops like a horror film. I had no idea. So
I know.
it's fun. I like that. This why everything does not have to be that planned. I just think it loses a bit of, and then I mean we're just having a casual chat. There was no like, okay, we have to say this, we have to say that. Obviously, there is a little bit of an idea, but I really enjoy this format. I think it works for a, like a person like me at least. I don't have the pressure to perform in a certain way, which really works.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done this before, and it's felt very easy. I'm sure it's because of you guys there that it's felt easy. But yeah, it's great. I can't wait to see the next episodes, and it's a good
Yeah,
fun way to spend a Friday night
yeah. So guys, whoever's
for
listening, every
me.
Friday we
Probably
do
not for the
this.
others.
Yeah, 8:30 onwards. Please tune in because it's always great fun to have a chat and play music. I think this collective listening experience is just so much fun.
It reminds me of the old days of MTV and Channel B where we had
Yeah,
our VJs. They were so cool. I loved them. I mean, I'm not,
yeah,
none of us are that, but like, even the first show that I just looked a little bit, Nishit, you sent me the link where you had Meghdoot as your
yeah,
guest. And
yeah.
I just skimming through it, I discovered like three new songs and
Hmm.
artists, and all
Hmm.
from my part of the world, which I didn't even know about, from
Yeah,
Bengal or Bangladesh. And I was like, that's great. That's pretty cool.
yeah. It is. It is. It is. It's quite amazing.
Nishit, will you play your song now?
So, I mean, I have one like a song. If there is no other songs, I mean, it is a great song, but I want Meghna to play because we don't have too much time. So, if Meghna has a few more songs, like we were saying, we'll let our guest play more songs.
Shall we play some LP, Utansa? What do you think?
Can.
LP can carry on that conversation of, how there's a lot of talk these days about gender and sexuality after J.K. Rowling's comments about what is femininity and all of this. And I love that without having to get engaged or really say anything much, musicians for years have pushed that boundary,
Mm,
and
mm,
and like sing even, and the next one LP, like it all kind of fits in there. Musicians have always been at the forefront of kind of expanding
mm.
what all these roles mean
True.
in our heads anyway. So yeah, LP would be a good one to play.
This the entire topic of what is femininity is so important to have nowadays, I think, and I think it would be good to continue that after this song also. Be nice. I'm gonna play this one now.
Oh, it's
Lost
so
on
good.
You.
This song is so good.
Oh, she has her voice of a goddess.
Yeah, she
Mm.
does. She does.
When you get older, plainer, saner, when you remember all the danger we came from. Burning like embers, falling tender, longing for the days of no surrender years ago. And will you know? So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. I'll never get to heaven 'cause I don't know how. Let's raise our glass up to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me I've been lost on you. Oh, just as you could cut me loose. Oh, everything I've lost on you is that lost on you. Is that lost on you? Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Wish that I could see the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind. Hold me like you never lost your patience. Tell me that you love me more than hate me all the time. And you're still mine. So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. Let's take a drink of heaven, this can turn around. Let's raise our glass up to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me I've been lost on you. Oh, just as you could cut me loose. Oh, after everything I've lost on you, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you?
Yes, 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 yes.
So
So
good,
good.
right?
Oh,
So
her
good.
voice. Her voice. And
Wow.
that
LP,
Never heard.
Laura
BC
Pergolizzi.
tattoo on her chest. BC.
Mm.
Such a fantastic tattoo. Oh,
So good. Yeah. So good.
And there are certain artists like obviously I love this song, and then when I googled her after hearing this song, she's been writing songs for Rihanna and Cher, even the Backstreet Boys
yeah.
for years.
Oh,
And there's
wow.
so many artists like that. I think like I think Sia, right? Sia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who became like she became so big, and then it's like she's been a writer for some of the biggest acts that we
Yours.
know for years. So there's
Yours.
so many kind of musicians. There's a
Mm.
musician behind the musician as well
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
great when they can get into the limelight and just show us who they are as well.
For sure. This was too good. Too good.
So, slightly off topic, but since I was scanning through Instagram and I
Mm.
discovered a new thing right now while we were watching the song,
Mm.
is there something called antibacterial bras, guys? Antibacterial bras.
How
People are using it and selling antibacterial bras. What does an antibacterial bra mean? Can someone
is
please
this
explain?
really the time in the world to sell a bra? Like the bra
And
has become redundant. I'm wearing one reluctantly after
4 months. 5 months.
months today. I was like, just for Nishit and Utansa. And I was actually positioning the thing. I was like, can I get away without wearing
Yeah.
this?
Get away with it.
And I was like, no, just wear
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Zoom meetings, no? Like just this
yeah,
much.
The antibacterial bra is like the vegetarian water. Do you guys remember during the lockdown they tried to sell us vegetarian water?
What?
One of the biggest Kent
I
or
could
whatever. I don't know.
hear.
I don't. That's my mother. I
what?
I just I don't want to like say any brand name because I forget. But one of these water purifier companies was selling what they marketed as vegetarian water because it's killing the microbes and bacteria and stuff like that.
Ooh, like that.
Like that. Meta.
Ooh.
Oof.
It's
Shit.
really, well, I understand your pandemic, but I think there are certain things that like antibacterial bras that make just no sense. It's literally just taking advantage of people's fear.
I will
Yeah,
take my
it is.
bacterial bra and strangle you with it if you try to
Loading up, I was doing, we were doing laundry, and my mom and I, we do our underwears together, and she just looked at my bag, she's like, "This is it." I was like, "Yeah, what do
yeah,
you
this is
need?
what I have to show for 3 months.
What do
It's
you
been
need?"
the death of the bra, and that's been one of the best things about the only good thing about the lockdown, apart from the possibly the alcohol delivery in Calcutta. That's the only good thing. Other than that, it's just misery of the highest
Yeah.
level possible.
True,
Yeah.
true.
But we can drink booze without bras on. Great.
We can do everything with our bras, guys. Everything.
Must be great.
Should I play your next song now? Do you have one
Wait,
more?
I think we have yeah, we are almost close. Like we're about to close. So yeah. Do we have one more song?
Do we want to play a Nishit or an Utansa?
No.
Yeah,
You
I
can say
think
if you want to play. You
I
can.
I have done my songs for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
My horror film.
She wanted to end with that horror thing.
Horror film should have been the last closing note.
It
Leave
really
an
should have.
impact.
It would have thrown everybody. They would have been like, I'm not sure if I enjoyed this show or not. Would have left
That's
them
what
with this
It was a
funny
horror. It
feeling.
was a horror show.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think I sent you any more links, but I have a ton of other songs.
Acha, okay. If you, so whatever. Let's play one last song.
Yeah, how
And
about
yeah,
some Park Circus?
why
Tansa,
not?
I know you've been wanting to play some Park Circus even in that
Please,
first
let's
show.
do it.
So why not?
Yes.
Let's do it.
You
Do you
could play
want?
Priti Bichai if you want. It's a short, sweet one.
Hmm.
or any other, I'll leave it up to you.
Kanka gets to choose.
I, in fact, I've been wanting to play one of their songs. Krantikari is
Oh
what
yeah, that's a great one as well. So Park
they,
Circus is Arijit, Shayanton, and Shomdev, all three musicians in their own right, as well as together they are Park Circus. And for those who haven't heard them, just definitely look it up. It's one of
Hey, we
the.
have a show also coming up. It's called Art Alone Together,
Oh yeah.
and Park Circus is performing. So watch out for that.
When is that show, Nishit?
23rd of,
23rd, yeah, of August.
Okay.
and they will be playing from 10 to 11.
That's right.
And we also have Lumajaw.
Oh,
Mm.
nice. Oh my God. The memories of listening to Lou Majau in his tiny little hot pants, his denim hot
Yeah.
pants. Amazing. As a kid, as a teenager, it's just something that,
Is
yeah.
that, yeah, that's the image of Lumajao.
And it's
It's
never going to
amazing.
get erased from your
And
brain.
in fact, there was an amazing documentary made about Lou Majau by this documentary filmmaker called Ranjan Palit. And my mum actually went up to help assist making that documentary. And she showed me, like, this is years ago when I was still in school. And Ma showed me the most amazing footage of like Lou Majau in the hills in some Catholic school where they love him. Okay. And he's in his tiny hot pants in a Catholic school with all these schoolgirls screaming and nuns, and he's singing "Everybody Must Get Stoned," and they're like screaming. The girls are like, "Everybody must get stoned," and this is little Lou Majau in his hot pants, and the nuns like controlling the girls in the crowd like bouncers. It's
Amazing.
insane.
Too
Please
good.
look up that documentary,
Uh-huh.
Ranjan Palit, Lou Majau. If you ever get a chance to see it, please.
I have a very dark joke, which I don't know if I should say on the show or not. They took,
About it over the song.
they took another
Yeah.
getting stoned. Okay,
I
no.
don't know what this means, but okay.
Like witches. Sorry, it got really dark. Like they took. Okay, sorry. Bye. I'm
Bye.
Play the sound. Come on. Ah, there you go.
Wait. If you're gonna play Prithvi Chai,
Ah,
you should
play
play
the
the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Video.
On YouTube, yes.
A video has been, there's in fact Suyasha in the video because she's guesting on that song, and Arhan Set who's shot the video
Yeah. It's
on
that
a very
360
rainy
thing.
day. Yeah.
Brilliant video. And there's Meghna sitting in front.
I know. I was like an accessory, like a prop. Actually, I am in that video.
আমি তো পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই আমার যে আর কিছু নাই আমাকে নাই আমার তো পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই আমার যে আর কিছু নাই সবই তো পুরনো কাহিনী শব্দ আর সুর আমার বাহিনী র্যাপার আমি হতে চাইনি The universe when it sign me আমার মতন লোকটা rare রাজপুত্র আমি air গেম খেলি আমি player I'll kill করে না dare making the world that's like mentally staring in your documentary rapping from kite by the enemy দাঁতে ব্যথা that's like Denali Horror shella horror shella horror shella horror shella horror shella horror shella কলকাতা থেকে ঢাকা সবাই বলে আমি পাকা আমার তো জীবনটা ফাঁকা চাঁদনি রিম আমার চাকা ড্রাইভিং ল্যাম্বরগিনি গাড়ি Esplanade বড় বাড়ি make all the girls go like Ari making my kismet I'm starry আমাকে নাই আমি তো পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই আমার যে আর কিছু নাই আমাকে নাই আমার তো পৃথিবী চাই পৃথিবী চাই আমার যে আর কিছু নাই
Yes.
Short and sweet.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's an amazing video. I've never seen the video. I've always heard the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's why I was going to play it from SoundCloud. I
You
haven't
know,
Ah.
this video, I have to tell you, we were on our way to make the video. Okay, then it started raining. So then Aryan just made the video in the car and we were on our way. And it was great fun, yeah.
It turned out so. I mean, yeah, I didn't
It
know.
turned
Like
out
this
really
story now
well.
makes it even better. Like
Yeah.
it looks like it was planned, and y'all did this whole 360 in the car, and
Yeah, and in fact, even the song, the way it came about, Arijit was approached by Q
Hmm.
Q wanted to make a series about Tepantorer Mat, okay, which is this, anyways, sorry, you can look it up, but there's a character in it called Rajputro who's the prince, almost like this entitled prince kind of character. And he had originally wanted Arijit to play it, and Arijit wrote this song as that character. That Prithibi Chai, I want the world. I don't have anything.
Ah.
I want the world. Ultimately, that show didn't work out, but the song that came out of it was great. And then the
Yeah.
original video that we planned didn't work out, but the video on the way to take the video was fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. I think this has been a great hang this Friday. I really had a good time
Yeah, so did I.
listening to all the music, talking about things. So yeah, I think Meghna, we have to bring you back at some point.
Nishit, I've been in only 2 music videos my whole life, and somehow they were both managed to like
Amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
So, but the next time we host you, you have to have another music video as
By
well.
then you should have another video. Yeah.
Okay, I'm depending on you guys. I'm available. If anyone wants to,
Come on. It's out there now. People are listening. So whoever needs a model,
Actor,
actor.
come on, Meghna.
Okay, maybe I'll hastily take back. Yeah, no, I am just really happy I did this because I think I hide away. I don't like doing this kind of stuff. And I think it's nice to have friends like you and Tansa who, don't stop trying to like draw you out and don't stop going like, hi, get involved. And that's important, that's the kind of energy you need and that's what you guys have and it's great.
Yeah, I think we all need this. I think for all of us, I was telling, I messaged Meghna also, like all of us have this little, it's not like, it's like a really comfortable thing, like straight up, the camera is on when we'll go like, okay, this is it. Will take over the world, None of us have that vibe. But I mean, I think we're getting more comfortable for sure and we're learning. And having friends obviously makes it more fun and easy. There's no pressure to, yeah,
And
impress.
I think we have to get Tupsi Auntie also once because she has
should.
amazing music. So I think we're
Yeah,
going.
That is true. I get my entire love of music from my mom.
we must get her.
So
Yeah,
she
I
would
know
probably
she's
give
here.
you a
She's listening.
different.
Yeah.
What was that song what was that song she was listening to earlier? What did I tell you?
Something about Magic Stick.
It was called what? Hit me with your
Yeah.
disco stick or something.
Yeah.
Rhythm stick.
Rhythm.
Yeah? What was it called? Hit me with your rhythm stick. I saw it like giggling in front of the camera, the YouTube or whatever. I was like, what are you listening to? Ian Drury and the Blockheads.
We have to. We have
Ian
to.
Drury and the Blockheads, guys. Cutting edge band from the 70s. Hit me
Woo.
with your rhythm stick. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
not
then
hit me with your rhythm stick. Yeah. But
Sorry. You considered very naughty.
she says it was considered extremely naughty at the time, and she takes so much pleasure. She's like, it was so, yeah.
that's a fun one.
Awesome. Chalo, then on that note.
On that note, yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Meghna.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And Auntie.
She says hi, yeah.
Hello, Tupsi ma'am.
She says hi to everyone and to tell everyone that her friend Peter introduced her to this band who was her connect to all the music back in the day, where you couldn't even maybe get all the music in India, and he would sort of make sure to send her records and LPs
Ah,
and tape stuff from England, and that's how she built up her musical taste and collection.
wow.
And
There you
I've
go.
also had friends like that who've helped me out as a
Mm.
as a young adult where you don't have access to a lot of music. I always remember the people who introduced me to good music. Yeah. So that's what you guys are as well. So thank you
Mm.
and good night.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So cool. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully in flesh sometime soon.
Yep. For
And
sure.
Jamsteady
yeah.
URL back next Friday at 8:30 p.m. guys.
Mhm.
Plug
Okay,
in.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye. See you.